Episode 3 of Jets Class is starting right now, and it is an action-packed one. We are going to be breaking down Taylor Swift because Travis Kelce is coming to town. Also, where are the sacks on defense? We're talking that as well, but before we get to any of that, it's time for the takeoff right now on Jets Class. I've seen enough. It is time for a quarterback change for the New York Jets. Now, I know that's not going to come this Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Trevor Siemian just arrived. He needs time to learn the offense, but the process of change needs to begin, and it needs to begin now. Zach Wilson, he is not it. The Jets once believed this season as they boosted up his confidence enough, he could be someone that they carried to victories. No. He is a dead weight that is holding this offense back. They need someone in there to keep their playoff hopes alive. That is not Wilson. It's clear it's not Wilson, so get someone in there who can. I don't know what else the Jets need to see before they pull the plug. You're talking about a quarterback who has a completion percentage under 55, a quarterback rating under 60, has yet to throw for 200 yards in a game, has yet to lead the Jets offense to 300 yards or 20 points in a league where week after week we see high-powered, high-flying offenses. Enough is enough. Pull the plug, cut your losses, realize that this guy isn't it, and go to someone who might be.
It is another over-unders with the Jets beat inside Connor's cubicle. I really wanted to get literally anybody else, but I'm stuck with Zach. And Zach, first question for you. It's not an over-under, but did you really have to do me like that with the arrival last week? I mean, that was just cruel, man.
Oh, that's Zach.
I saw the tweet and I'm like, I had a rhyme in my head. I had to diss you as much as I could.
Yeah, that's uncanny and unusual. All right, so we're going to get right into it here. Quinnen Williams does not have a sack yet, so I'm going to set the over-under there at 0.5. Basically, will he have a sack against the Chiefs this Sunday?
Yeah, I'll say he gets a sack, gets his first one of the year. I think he's due. He got pretty close a few times last week, and he's due for a sack.
I am very much not a Taylor Swift person. Zach very much is a Taylor Swift person. Everyone is only talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. We're going to get into that a little bit later on in the show, but Taylor Swift overall references on the broadcast 4.5.
Over. It's going to be like 100.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give like 50 of them in the press box.
Yeah, he's gonna be driving me nuts. Zach Wilson touchdown passes 0.5.
Under. Yeah, I just don't see this offense going anywhere still. Unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm probably in the same boat. And the final one, this is a tricky one. Tim Boyle snaps 0.5. So basically, will Tim Boyle play against the Chiefs?
That's a good one. I'm going to say under, but not with a lot of confidence, I would say.
That's me as well. I think this is one more week. The Jets are going to stick with Zach Wilson all the way through, and then we're going to start to see a quarterback change. All right, Zach, thank you so much. This was over-under with the Jets beating inside Connor's cubicle. I'm getting better at saying that.
I don't want to be in your cubicle anymore. That's what I think.
It's time now for 4 Downs presented by Monmouth University. Explore further at monmouth.edu/amplified. Real simple, real quick. It's 4 downs, 4 topics on the Jets. It starts now with first down. The Jets finally have another quarterback in Trevor Siemian. The problem is that they added him 3 weeks too late. The time to add a quarterback to this roster, it wasn't right now. It was the moment that Aaron Rodgers went down. Now, I know why they didn't do that, right? They didn't want to bruise Zach Wilson's psyche, but this isn't about Zach Wilson. This is about getting the Jets to the playoffs. They needed to protect themselves if the situation that has happened did in fact happen. Zach Wilson has struggled in his 3 appearances. He does not look capable of getting the Jets to the postseason. If they had added a quarterback way back then, they would be in a position now to pull the plug and go to someone else. Instead, they are still 2 or 3 weeks away from making a quarterback change because now Siemian needs to learn the playbook. Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back anytime soon. This offense is going to take weeks to learn, which means for the right now, Zach Wilson is the Jets quarterback. So now it's on the Jets to help Zach Wilson. I'm not talking about with a run game. I'm talking about with a creative offensive game plan. Where are the jet sweeps to McCall Hardman? Where's the trick plays to try to orchestrate and create yards? That's what the Jets need to do right now. I know that can sometimes be a little gimmicky, but guess what? Traditional offense, it's not working. So let's get creative. Let's bring in the sweeps, the screens, everything, trick plays, a flea flicker. Let's get creative to try to get some points on the board for this offense. The Jets are supposed to be a team led by their defense, and a lot more pressure has been added to their defense now that Aaron Rodgers is down and Zach Wilson is struggling, but Where are the game-changing plays from the defense the last 2 weeks? I haven't seen them. They had the 3 interceptions against the Buffalo Bills in week 1, but they have not forced a turnover since. What about this ferocious pass rush? Where's that gone? Where's Quentin Williams' sacks? Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, we have not seen enough from this defense in terms of game-changing plays. That has to change. The Jets were not eliminated from the postseason by losing to the Patriots last week, but their margin for error has absolutely been minimized. And it's actually the situation now where it's going to get late awful quick for New York, considering the opponents they're about to play. They got the Chiefs, they have the Broncos, who I know are struggling, but that game's in Denver, the Eagles, the Giants. If the Jets lose 3 of those 4 games, you're basically talking about, once again, a season that is over before Thanksgiving.
We're headed into the Jets practice facility, so here is the first thoughts on the walk, and we're going to focus on 3 players that the Jets absolutely need more production from if they want to turn their season around. Number 1, it's receiver Allen Lazard. The Jets paid him $11 million a year this offseason to be Garrett Wilson's complement, but they really haven't gotten much production at all from him. He's on pace to catch just 39 passes for 612 yards and 0 touchdowns. More alarming, in 3 games, he already has 3 drops. The Jets need him to step up and be a weapon for this offense and start catching those passes that are thrown to him. Another guy, it's Dalvin Cook. You know, when the Jets signed him, I didn't think they were going to get vintage Dalvin Cook, but he's just looked slow. He's looked like he lacks explosiveness. There's no burst. He doesn't look like a player who really can do anything for this offense. 2.3 yard per carry average. I know some of that has to do with how many loaded boxes the Jets are seeing, but still, they absolutely need more from Dalvin Cook. And the final player that I'm looking for a little bit more from, it's Elijah Vera Tucker. Now, he's been good so far this season. Don't get me wrong. He's still been a quality offensive lineman, but this was supposed to be the year that he finally sees that all-pro potential come to fruition. Haven't seen that yet. He's been good, not great. I want to see a great Elijah Vera Tucker the rest of the way.
I am the furthest thing from a Swifter, Swiftie, whatever you guys call yourselves.
Mentioned Kelce. Has he hit you up for a field pass yet?
Not this week.
But my producers are, so for this rendition of Jets Bets, it's entirely Taylor Swift based because Travis Kelce and the Chiefs are coming to town. Taylor has played MetLife 9 times, so that's the over-under on Travis Kelce targets, over-under 9. I'm going to go over because this guy always seems to get open. The Jets historically have an issue covering tight ends, so I think Patrick Mahomes is going to go to Kelce time and 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 time again. I think that was over 9, so yeah, hit it that many times. Will Zach Wilson have a higher number of touchdowns this year than the 13 tracks on Midnights? I'm going to go under and less, and I think it's because there's only a matter of time before Zach Wilson actually loses his starting job. The Jets can't continue to trot this kid out there. They're going to go to someone else eventually, and when they do, he will have far less than 13 passing touchdowns. What happens first? Taylor Swift gets married or the Jets win the Super Bowl? I'm going to go with the Jets win the Super Bowl because the one thing that my wife has told me about Taylor Swift is that like all of her songs are basically about heartbreak. So I think she's just gearing up right now to sell another album, make another few $1 million or billions maybe at this point. So I think the Jets will get to a Super Bowl before Swifter gets married. Wildest dreams game bet. Is there any chance the Jets can get the upset? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. If Zach Wilson couldn't go out there and beat the Patriots, who were winless at the time, dealing with basically 1,000,001 injuries in their secondary, Mac Jones at quarterback, they couldn't beat him at MetLife. No, I see no chance in heck that this team finds a way to beat Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the rest of the defending Super Bowl champs. Thank you so much for joining the 3rd episode of Jets Class. It was a blast having you here. We're going to be all over SNY's digital platforms. That means SNY.TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. So make sure you catch us there. And also make sure you tune into Jets pregame live on SNY at 7 p.m. before the Jets take on the Chiefs Sunday night.